Okay, all you guys, early comers, here's a sneak peek at the groove that we're going for. Ready? I discovered a couple of interesting things today. Interesting thing number one on the Preterio Versio, this knob is labeled in the firmware thing. This knob is labeled as like a tremolo effect. It's just a volume, and I'm always bitching about how this thing doesn't have enough output volume. Cause nobody said that was a volume control the last thing that I looked at. And it just seems like it's just like, here, check it out. Like, here's the thing. I just turn it down, it just disappears. That's a volume control. That's called a volume. See? And I don't really understand why that's not like a big, like, this knob is anyways, it's so much nicer now. That was one thing. And then yesterday during my drumming stream, realizing that my input gain on my Golden Master here was like almost all the way down. Like, my God, it changes the output so much. It's so much nicer now. Like, you probably weren't even really hearing much in terms of like compression and stuff. It was just quiet. And now it should have a little bit more punch. I cranked it up probably about 5 dB, and yeah, let me know if it sounds worse though, because I can always turn it like down a little bit. I like to have a nice high input level, or whatever, but not if it crunches it too much or makes it stupid sounding. Like, that would be annoying. So, anyways, let's go. Let's do things. I need a bass line. Which sadly means I have to stop the sequencer. The sequencer is also responsible for synchronizing the tape loop of the vocals. Now, I'm thinking, this is always the big thing with the bass line. Do you make it like dense rhythm? By the way, hey Chris, and Francisco, and Nick, and Michael, what's going on? What's happening? How's your Friday? How's everyone's Friday? Is it full of frying? I had a good day, if you were curious. Allergies were weird today, I gotta say that. Like, lots of like post-nasal drip, like that weird sore throat thing that you get, Other than that, hey, who cares? Ain't nothing. The bass though, like, I always debate, like, do I want like a funky rhythm? Do I want a dense rhythm? Like, this could easily be just just a consistent 16th note rhythm, like the whole thing, right? Do you want like an offbeat? Something, like what? It's a debate. Debate the bass. Nice. Yeah, debate the bass. Me, I'm always like, I just want more sawtooths through filters, so maybe we just put more notes. I'm such a child. I just, you know what? It was my piano teacher's fault. He's the one that played switched on Bach for me when I was like 10. Jason, what's up? Yeah, blame him for all of the majesty that this has brought to my life. Um, Let me listen to just at least like. This is the ramble, by the way. I just stumbled on like it almost sounds like hung drum or like steel pan-ish, but like a little bit more raucous and weird. Like a steel pan that hasn't quite been tuned perfectly. Something a little funky, you know? But I like it. It's a cool like driver here. So bass line. I try to just sing these things. Just embrace your singing, folks, and then recreate it. That might be cool. It might be good. It's kind of disco-y, to be honest. But I'm comfortable with that. That's all right. And then comes the sound questions of like, what do you do? Do you do like a mono, just like fatty mono bass, just right there in the mix? Do you do like, we go the full stereo madness thing? We just don't know. We just don't know. And that's life for you. Just don't know. You know? Anyways, let's I mean, my standard thing would be like chainsaw bass, right? Okay. But I don't know. I'm thinking more about the analog. I mean, the 860 is a fine analog filter, So it could certainly do the job. Well, let's program the part first. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, boom, boom. So this is going to be like, actually, let's just transpose all this stuff down. I think I just had the last two. Boom. Yeah. So this would be like low E, and then D, high E, and then last two are going to be just like B, D. Pretty simple. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you know what would be kind of nice though, is to have a little bit of sub. That'd be good. Sub is good. We like a little sub. So let's go analog, Weston oscillator, sub into the 860, and then we'll throw a little velocity in there too, to make it like perk up. Yeah. Okay. Everything is red. Let's make the bass yellow. I made a bass. I made a bass for you. It was the color of baby's poo. It was a gross yellow. All right. Sawtooth. Sub-a-dub-dub. Boom. Splort. Crunch. All y'all out there judging me. Come on. This reach. Oh, you son of a bitch. It don't reach. This cable is intolerably long. This high-speed internet is intolerably slow. Okay. There we go. I knew I had a perfect length. There. See if we're in tune. Not quite. Not quite. There we go. Yeah. Hi. Why are you not putting out pitch information? Any idea? Would you like to start? Pitch 1. In the volt per octave. Oh, the part's muted. Derp. Run a quick gate to this envelope right here. I think this is too short. Yeah. Son of a... Okay, but that envelope is by default really low. Yeah. I think we can go down an octave from there. Okay, now synchronization, just to see how it sounds. 3 and 4 and... gonna do a little bit of a chance operations on this thing real quick here. What do I want to do? Maybe just instead of a B at the end, go up to a G. So, like that'd be kind of cool. So chance probability 100%. Type is gonna go up 5 half steps, and then we're only gonna do it on the 4th measure of each chunk. Oh, it should not go up 4, it should, or 5, it should go up 8. Okay, I can dig that. I was going to say, I think I still have my swing turned on, at least on the vector. I did. I don't think the clock going everywhere else is swung. No, I think I shut all those off. But the vector was still swinging. So what does it sound like not swung? It might be dumb. No, I like that better. I was actually thinking about moving up a couple of the gates because I was like, man, that one needs to be a little bit farther forward. It's a little bit late. It's weird. Finally, it occurred to me, wait a minute. You still have your swing turned on.
Shuffle. Swing.
Okay. Cool, bro. I have the R-bar going right now. It's just not actively doing a thing, and it's not controlled or doing, anything. Let's throw it into what? Well, I love the Ikari for it. They are best friends for a reason. They're just a match made in heaven. So that's never a bad idea. Let's get some Arbahar action. The other thought I had on the bass, by the way, was using the E490, that 24 dB ladder goodness. I'm kind of tempted to try it out in there. Well, that doesn't sound very good at all, now does it? Oh. There you go. All right. Step 1. LFO your playhead. Fairly medium. Step 2. Activate internal reverb. Wet only. Let's go dry and wet. It's like a tuned swarm of flies. Okay.
Now we modulate the crap out of it.
I'm going to switch channel 3 to a 1 measure. Let's go like slow, 4-beat, rise and fall, 3. It's a good thing to have around for a lot of things. pan. So it's a little extreme for me. But some delicious filter automation would not be a bad thing. In fact, let's go full measure rise and fall. Everything metrical. Gamut repetitor, you're gonna generate a gate for us. We're gonna stick that gate into the VCA input. You are distorting. That's rare. Too much input gain on filter. Now these are barely chords, I'll be honest. I'm gonna use these more for stabs. I'm thinking. A little resonance. Okay. I'm gonna just leave it like that for now. Because well, let's see how these guys blend together. What do we got? Es muy bueno. Y es muy bueno. Get me his non-union Mexican equivalent. This is Senor Spielbergo. Okay, what's next? Well, we need some parts is parts going down. Let's do part 7 because part 7 is the dimension. And the dimension is polyphonic. And polyphonic is nifty. Da-da. 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 That'd be cool. Y es muy bueno. Let's bring all of these guys down to this note and tune the oscillator first and get it hooked up and ready to go. Okay. Let us use these blue cables for this one. Yes. We will do this. We will do this thing. And then this guy's nice because, see, if I put it into the submixer, then it doesn't really matter what the filter settings are because this is MIDI controlled. So I can just leave it on and then mute it via the vector. And now we have nothing. That's really close right there, but Jesus God, we need more input gain. Like, seriously. Nice. Nailed. Just me, or does my bass sound flat? Or sharp, I mean. Yep. Curse you, analog. Okay. Okay, that's a fun part. That's a cool part. I think let's add a subsequence to it to do like octaves. That'd be fun. But I'm gonna do like fast subsequence, which is why I'm turning it down to whole notes. That totally makes sense. We'll just do like random, and then like two of these are gonna be like up an octave. So just every once in a while it'll be like blip, 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 and you know that's cool. Cool, bro. How about some nice happy pad chords? That's easy. Let's just use the demon chord. In fact, let's just reset this sucker and just make some nice pad deliciousness. And heavy on the thirds. So I'm gonna do a first inversion, but 4-note chord. So G, B, E, G for E minor, like a 4-note chonk. You know what I mean? Don't need the stinking lights this high either. Oh yeah, now it's all mellow. I sang a song for you. And everything you do. And it was called Jello. I ate dessert for you. And it was called. Yeah. I'm gonna make this really easy. I'm gonna make this a 2-chord part. Yeah, let's do that. A 2-chord part. A 2-chord part. And so let's bring these dudes down to G4. This is all MIDI, so it really doesn't matter like what note we transpose to, so to speak. We need to go edit pattern there, that guy. So then we're gonna go. This one's actually gonna go to F sharp. Hey, Immortal Man, what's happening? So we're gonna go up 4 on both of these. No, this one's gonna go up to a B, so that's gonna go up 5, and then we're gonna go up G to E is 9. But F sharp to E is going to be 10. And then this next one is going to go octave. And this one I don't want octave. I want, can I go? I think I can do octave plus 1. I think I can do a ninth. I don't know, let's try it out, see how it sounds. Let's see. Who play thing? Who play thing? How thing play there? How their thing play? Who filter thing? You know what? Let's use the A121S for this guy, okay? Because well, because I think it's going to be appropriate. And find a matching long purple cable. And I don't know there's always something going on here in the evenings that I just have no idea what it is. It's just people tromping and clomping around out there. It's crazy, man. Just hear this thump, 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 crunch, bomb, thud. Madness. Madness, I say. Yoink. That guy and then that guy. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, we need 4 notes? Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. Ramen is always a good idea. Oh, it's hot. Let's turn it down. I hear it's starting to clip the filter just a tiny bit. What if we go up a third? Yeah. Nice. And then up a fourth. That is entirely diggable. I'm gonna need to set up a transposition track sometime soon here. Okay, now this needs to have more done with it. And I'm kind of tempted to go all res. Hey, Ethos. What about bandpass? So if you want it a little warmer, you just filter it way down. If you want it nice and zippy, I kind of like that idea. Problem is the bandpass is, it does cut out a lot of the high end, or low end, I should say. I like that. That's better. Give this guy some random modulation, but let's make it clocked. So let's use water and put it into the SFM. Just the tiniest amount. I never said hey to Mike either. Mike does. Mike does. Mike does. It's true. If you ever doubted it, take it from me. Now here it is on bandpass. Lots of stereo action going on in there, though, too, which is wonderful. That's interesting. I don't know which one I like better. What about high pass? As long as we're here. No pass? Or notch filter, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the low. As long as we're hucking around purple cables, we might as well get a nice 8-measure rise and fall going down here. Yeah, I've barely started. Okay, now let's think about chord-wise. I do have a couple things, you know, kind of going already. So in terms of like... love me some clocked random-ish. Let's see where we're at. Step, phase, all. So as soon as this guy clicks up once, let's put it on medium so it doesn't constantly do it, it'll randomize the steps. Still not synced. There you are. Okay, now let's think about a transposition track. It's not synchronized. I'm gonna have to stop the whole thing. It's annoying. Yeah, it's really stupid. Transpose. Go up to a G for maybe 2 measures, and then we go up to an A. I like that. That's nice. It's like a classic house kind of like chord progression, you know? G major up to A minor. Down to an E minor. Oh. Okay. That dude's gonna chill for a second. Dude, how long does that gate last? Forever. Dude, you should just get a vector. Although the ground control looks really cool, and doesn't it has a whole bunch of drum tracks on it and stuff too, doesn't it? Yeah, the Usta looked interesting to me until I looked at the screen at KnobCon and I went, dude, your eyes are gonna fucking break from that thing. It's like reading the little tiny screens on the Plume and the Bionic Lester. Um, the Vector's like nice and like big type for old men. Yeah, dude, seriously, give the Vector a look. I think it's incredibly competitive, and it's got a whole ecosystem. You know, once you have the expander, and then you can add like the QVL and like have clock synced LFOs directly tied to the Vector and stuff. Like it's really cool, and even cooler if you use a lot of MIDI stuff. Sebastiano, greetings. Dude, I love the fact that I can sit here in the basement of an old mansion from the 1800s and make modular music and have people from all around the world just like popping in. It's the coolest thing ever. Thank you all. I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I'm in my 50s, so like I've, watched the internet like the whole time, but it's just like it just tickles me, Just it's just cool, man. um what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was setting other parts. Let's do part 7. We got to set that up to do responding to the transposition track. We got to do all the parts. Let's just do all the freaking parts. Sub 1, pitch 2. I don't even know if I'm going to use part 2 or not. I know what I'm not going to use this on is part 6 because that's going to be my control track for the R bar, which I'm going to set up next. Zinc, okay, and then not part 6, 7, and 8 are already done. Okay, how does part 7 sound? Sounds lovely. Well, it's wonderful. That's what it is. And here's the nice thing, because the filter on the 860 is down all the way. Once I mute the part, it's gone. It's still getting pitch information. Hey, Jojo. Well, we'll try to make it a good long danceable sesh here for the jam session at the end. But I probably got at least an hour before that fully kicks in. Maybe a little less. Yeah, dude, the subsequences on the Vector are super super cool, and chance operations. It just has a lot going for it. It's very very unique, very performative. Um, and you can hook launch pads up to it to launch clips and presets and do all. Dude, it's cool. It's really cool. Favorite module for envelopes? I don't know, man. I'm a Zadar addict. I've got 2 of them in this system, so I'm like pointing here at the R bar. And yeah, I have 2 of them here, and I use them. The vast majority of the stuff that I do is like 80 envelopes. So I've got some ADSRs tucked in here and there, and then I have things like the stochastic function generator, which can be an envelope. Which is a really interesting envelope. And I have the Quadrax. The Quadrax is really, really good. My Quadrax is annoying because channel 4 just doesn't work. And I need to get off my ass and like send that back to IntelliGel and be like, dudes, could you like throw a brother a favor here and like make this not suck? But like the fact that it does burst generator and LFO and all that other stuff, like it's brilliant. It's a brilliant module. And for its size, it's pretty great. But a Zadar with the NIN expander is, smaller. I think 1 HP smaller because the NIN is like 3. 3. Really? Chaos devices? 3? Come on, man. Now I got to make up weird little slack all over the place. Now I have like an extra HP just like floating around between these oscillators right here. Sorry, that's that gross allergy stuff that I was talking about. Okay. That's working. Control track. Control track for the arbor. We need to put this on whole note also. We're going to turn gate on all of these, even though it's not going to be doing very much. So C3 is our baseline. I need to go up to a G3 here for each of these two, and then we go up to a C4 for those guys. And then we run a purple cable over there and go, Bob's your mom. Bob's your mom. Bob's your uncle. Why's Bob either thing? Bob, what are you doing, Bob? There? Okay. Now how you sound? This should be E. Now here's our G. Oh, something not right. Let's stop clock for a moment here. Okay, now we need to move the gates forward in time so that they hit the R bar early enough so that the grains don't overlap. So like, boom, a little bit early. Alright, that's fine. It's more of an effect than anything. I mean, it's not really a pad or anything. Alright, take it easy, man. Thanks for coming by. Okay. More parts. Mo parts, mo parts, mo parts. I would like a really cool part 5 thing. And I'm going to use the Oscar Tria because I love it. And I'm not sure what form this is going to take quite yet. Because we got options. We got the swarm oscillator. We even have chords. We could actually play chords on it too if we wanted. But controlling those quality-wise, changing it from like major to minor and stuff, that is a little bit of a sticky wicket, as they say. you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to move this over so that it's kind of more with the percussion stuff, kind of. That's that thing. Wait a minute, that was the CV switch. Yeah, I want to go to state variable. My God, it sounds so good. What if I do it in chord mode and just do like a fifth? Is that a thing? Can I do that? I think I can. One of these is the chord type. I don't know what it is. Okay, well that's unfortunate then. Okay, so we won't use the chord mode. We'll just use swarm. Hang on a minute. What is that guy? Oh, okay. We don't need sub. That's fine. Okay. Super sauce to the rescue. I may need to go down an octave. This is not in the right thing. Part 5 here. could add sub. Could pan it straight from the oscillator too, which would be interesting. Well, that's just absolutely lovely. That oscillator filter combo has a really just good vibes all around. Here's the low pass 24 dB. Not much different in this kind of an application. And then the MS-20 style, which we can overdrive and make it crunchy. Yeah, that's really nice. It's because it's Harold Faltermeyer, man. Harold Faltermeyer. Had to be done. Federal law. Sorry. New regime in power. You know, you got to do it. I thought I heard somebody getting, like, dressed down outside the door here. Like there's somebody tromping around and they shouldn't be or something. Just want to yell, shut the fuck up! You probably can't hear them, but they're very loud for me. Okay, new parts, more parts, more parts, more parts. I want a fifths part, and I always like to have a good fifths part, so I think the easy way to do that would be to use, let's say, burp. Let's say burp, yes, exactly what I meant. Let's see, I'm trying to think, like, what's the best cable combo to use for this, because I'm running out of all of my typical colors. Let's see, I already have one. I have one yellow voice. We'll add another yellow voice. So we're going to go here to the precision adder. Oh, actually I need to split this cable, so this is going to be different even still. So there we go. We'll go this guy to the precision adder, and then this guy to das chainsaw. Yeah, chainsaw. Go up a fifth. Or let's go down a fourth instead. Into the second volt per octave. It's the second volt per octave. Who got a stereo filter for me? ST font is open. I want to use that for lead. SEM 20. Bionic Lester? Yeah, if we use the Lester though, I don't want to go to this chainsaw. I'm going to go to the other one. That way everything is like easily in reach to the filter and everything. This chainsaw is a little dickhead though, because trying to tune it, it like jumps, like there's something wrong with the pot, basically, and so it jumps around. You tune it and it just like goes up random amounts, like third, fourth. So if you overshoot your note, you gotta hold the thing down and reset it to the bottom and then try it again. It's the worst thing ever. And I'm kind of pissed because I bought it used. I was like, it's perfectly functional. Yeah, clearly not. So, but like, you never know when weird stuff happens in shipping too. Somebody could have just drop kicked that thing and gonked onto the knob. Who knows? Okay, this guy, we're gonna have to tuck this guy back. Okay. 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 Can you... Oh. Bad. Now she crunchy. She real crunchy. Okay. That's cool. You can embrace a little crunch. Is this gonna reach? Bet it's not. I bet it is. Bet you're dumb. Is that this guy? I Okay, wait. Where is the CV that controls the drive? Jesus Christ. This should still be set, and it's just like not. I thought it was this guy. Should be. I'm going to need my old man glasses to read the screen, though. Silly CV3. No, not resonance. Gain. Wait, what? It's this one, too. So if I stopped the sequencer, yeah, it stops completely. Why then is it so... it's like holding it over? If I turn it up real far. Is it adding an offset voltage? Oh, I think it is. So CV3. No, that's even worse. That doesn't have any control. So, yeah, no. Set up a sig track for this. Now you're talking. Oh, yes. That's gorgeous. Mid-delay. How do you sound in different keys? Good. Happy. And pass. Okay, let's change this other one. CV3? Yeah. Instead of gain, I'm going to put it on just frequency, I guess. Cut off, yeah. There we go. Then we can send it another hunk of modulation from somewhere that's slow. This reach, an 8 measure rise fall. Oh, please reach. Yes. Not comfortable though. Do you have a longer cable for me? Yes. Okay, it's got a longer cable for me. This is like slightly longer. That's all we need. Just a little bit. Just a little skosh more room. There we go. It's comfy. Add some bass. Cool. That's a fun little part. It's just a little thwacka wacka. Thwacka thwacka. Yeah. Okay. This thing. And then probably a couple of leads whilst waiting, or at least one. Yeah, I don't want to use this guy. This is just going to be a straight chainsaw lead into the ST font. Will you reach? I don't think you will. No effing way. Alright. Fine. Thinking about a reorganization of stuff. I'm thinking about moving some of like these filters down, putting more like utilities up there. But I don't know. It's going to be a big job. You're not going to reach, are you? Nope. Damnation! Oh, actually, though, we could actually just throw this guy into a delay, and that's a good idea anyways. Let's put it into the emitter for our delicious delay cloud. I hope the emitter doesn't sound like poo. It has the last couple of times. Because I never did reflash the firmware. Oh yeah, the inventory. Delicious delay cloud. Okay, cool. Put that guy to bed. I still got some parts open here. Well, I feel like there's a moral imperative to putting a noise sweep in here somewhere. I think that's a good idea. Can make it maybe like a little squidgy one. Little audio rate modulation kind of thing. Oh my god, people out in the hallway, shut the fuck up. Okay, so if we hit stop and start. Okay, we need about 7 3/4 volts, maybe something like that. That's usually a good amount. So we do that again. Yep. Okay. How about some audio rate modulation thrown on top? In the what? One of these is a pan. In the HPF side? Might be a little excessive. Yeah, that's the problem. I still hear it. So we'll throw it through an attenuator because basically the level is too hot and it's driving the two overlapping frequencies to like still let some sound through. Do not want that. There. Maybe a little bit quicker. Yeah, I can deal with that. Okay. Part 3. How about make a 6-note part? How about just like a happy little arpeggio like I typically do? Squeeze one more envelope in there. They are almost full. We'll throw this guy into the... Yeah.
The state variable. As
The thing with the thing. The IntelliGel. Let's use this dude. And then we'll use this guy. This is the expander for the vector over here, by the way. It's taking a lot of crosstown traffic. So hard to get through to you. Really crank it too. Nice. That's going to be our opener right there. I still have part 2 available. kind of want to like make one into like a percussion part or something like that, which is entirely possible. Okay, now let's make this 8. And we can use part 2 and maybe use the plume because it's right here. Pitch 2. Oh god. Oh god. No, let's use the warp core. The plume is scaring me right now because it's massively filled with poop. You know what I never used was the neutron filter, and that's okay, because I guess we just didn't really need it. But that being the case, let's use it now. Oh, I know what's going on out in the hall. It's the rowing club. Glad they're not playing bad pop music with their doors wide open like they typically are. Have to go burn the place to the fucking ground. Did I say that out loud? Let's put this guy through a delay of his own. Actually, we can... Do I have short cables? No, I don't have. Shitballs. Shitballs of fire. Okay, you're really quiet, buddy. Okay, now one thing I want to do is into the stereo input here, third output of water. Lovely. Now if we crank resonance, so let me grab a gate here. A gate into an envelope. Then envelope into FM. Now the thing is, I want to scramble this. Alright, take it easy, man. Okay, this has to be way more raucous than that. Will this reach? I think it will, actually. These are the outputs of the plume. Yeah, barely. And then full per octave. Jesus Lord, get in there where you need to go. Doesn't help that there's no light. Yeah, now this thing we can turn into some serious weirdness. But I am out of purple cables for the job, alas. This giant wad of stuff here is insane. I think I will, if I can find a Velcro. Where are you, Velcro? Here's a Velcro. I found one. Excellent. Just to get all this poop out of the way. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I finally kind of dig it. It took a while, but I got it diggable. So part 2 is percussion. We can actually just leave that going. That's fine. Is it jam time? I think it might be jam time. I feel like I'm not using stuff, but there's one empty mixer channel. I mean, I could fill that with something. Yeah, let's fill it with something. Let's grab a little TB303 kind of sounding. That is my pink cable. There is a pink cable. Large pink cable. Cable. Full progress. Okay, there you go. And we'll just keep this like ultra simple. Just like sawtooth into cinnamon. And then that guy there. Somebody want to explain to me why the CV input like level is not also CV addressable? Why? Why? I could do the thing. Guess I'll do the thing where you run that thing through a VCA, okay, and then you modulate the VCA. Okay, I get it.
Pretty lights.
That's like not something not doing it right here. What is this thing doing? Is this a... Did I put a bipolar on 3? I shouldn't. Is that bipolar? It is bipolar. I don't want that bipolar. Oh, it actually is going to have to be because I've patched other things to it with that as an effect. So that's easy. You just turn your actual volume into like the midway point instead. But I should be getting something, right? Because if we turn this off completely, do we get any FM? Yeah, we get a little. It's fine. Let's put it in the really slow one then. Hey, Sean. active though. It's not really doing anything differently. I just need to go like, put this into the volt per octave instead and just be done. Yeah. Okay, I think we're about ready for go time here. Let's restart clock and see if we can't actually get this to start at the right time. Perfectly synchronized. Holy shit. Okay. To the JoJo in every child. Well, that was lovely. I really enjoyed that. Hope you did too. Hey, I appreciate the donations. You know what's funny? Those are my first ever. So, even more appreciate. That's super cool. Yeah, this was a fun one. Those Indian vocals. The problem was, I don't know if I'm sure you noticed because I had to stop the sequencer. It wasn't perfectly synchronized. So it was triggering the tape loop ever so slightly early. And not until I like reset it and then like tweaked a little thing. And finally, I'm just like, Jesus, I had this all lined up, guys. I had it all lined up. It was perf. Anyways, yeah, I'm ranting at electronic gear. Yeah, cool. Sunday. Ambient stream. Be there or be rhomboid. Yeah. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming. And hopefully I'll see you soon.